Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Daniel the photographer on Instagram. Mr. Picture Me 937. But I had a friend that was asking me a lot of questions. He was asking me a lot of questions about the Adobe Suite, Photoshop, Premiere Pro. So I figured, why not take y'all with me on how I color grade? It's not about to be a long, drawn out video because we all hate when people make tutorial videos, but they really trying to sell you a course, or they just talking to you about their dog and all that, which nobody really cares. So let's get straight into it. All right, let's get straight into it. I'm gonna open up Premiere Pro. This is my first time doing a tutorial, screen recording and everything, so bear with me if it ain't the smoothest. All right, so I got a series on my Instagram page called Porch Talk. And earlier today, I did sort of a porch talk. Honestly, it wasn't even a porch talk. It was talking about my price list. To all my videographers and photographers out there, I know y'all kind of probably just like me, y'all hate getting that question about what's your price list? What's your price list? So I made a video addressing that. But this video is not about that. So first we start off, new project. Well, this video is just for, but first things first, I feel like the most important part is how your workspace is set up. This is how mine is set up. Let me know if yours is any different. But okay. We're just gonna shorten it real quick. But definitely in my mind, but it's hard. So I shot hers, but simply as put, I shot this footage in C-Log 3. I was about to say S-Log, but I don't shoot on Sony. We team Canon. C-Log 3. So the first thing I do is I go over here. I'm on the Mac, so I hit Control, click, I bring up, go to Adjustment Layer. And it'll just show you the settings that's based off of the footage or the clip that you already have. Shot it in 4K, so that's why it's 38 by 40, 21 by 60, whatever. 2160. Bring my adjustment layer up here. I stretch it out over the whole video. I'll hit Option, click again to make a copy. Bring it up. This is all on the Mac. I don't know how it is on a PC or HP. I forgot. All right, so the first thing we do is I used to come up here in the base correction. I downloaded the Gamba LUT that's supposed to help for exporting and everything from the Premiere, but I feel like since they did that last update, it's really not needed. But it's called QT Gamma, and we'll go down here and it'll compensate for everything. Bring my brightness up, so yeah, as you can see. But what I've learned is I honestly don't like how it looks, how it makes my videos look when I export them. So I stopped using that and I do my own base color correction. So the first thing I do, go over here to my Lumetri scopes. If I'm not pronouncing it right, sorry. But you see on the screen, Lumetri scopes. So I look at all my things. So from what I was taught is you really want it to kind of be touching the zero and kind of touching the top. Your top is your whites, is your brightness, and the bottom is your shadows. But me personally, it depended on what the video is, how dark, what the mood I want of everything, of how dark I make it or how bright I make it. So on this one, I'm outside, I'm talking about my prices. I don't need it to be too dark or too moody. So I start off on my curves, or you can go into base correction and start with your blacks. It's kind of the same thing. It's kind of the easier way, honestly. So I'm gonna show you both ways. I start off on the curves, and I've heard people start off with the 3 and they do the S, and that'll bring down the darks. This will bring up your brights, and which it doesn't look bad. So you have that way. Let's start you over. We're gonna go slow. You have your, 4x4 rolls, 16 boxes. You put a dot there, a dot in the middle, and a dot in between there on the points. Now, if you just move this one, it's going to kind of be like your contrast. It's kind of contrast makes stuff look. And I always double click and start over. I don't know how to unclick just one. Matter of fact, let's try. Yeah, I don't know how to unclick just one, but I start with the darks first. And the reason I don't really go off the lumetric scopes, because look, you see, if you bring it down there, I just don't like how dark it makes things. So I kind of eyeball it and bring it there. And then remember, this is just your base. This is just your base. So we got that type of S curve, and I like it. But every video, you really can't do it exactly like that. So I do it a more simpler way, and I just bring my darks down from the bottom. We go up to the highlights, brighten me back up. Because again, I want this video to be lighter on the eyes, not so moody. And that's simple as that right there. And if you look at my lumetric scopes, it's probably not where you idealistically would be, but I will bring up my highlights later. So my RBG curve, we do it like that, or you can go and let me slow down. Click these boxes to the right, and that's how you can see before and afters. You don't have to, that's how you can see it on the individual scale of each one. You don't have to go over here to the eyeball and do it. So let me show you how it would look if we just use the blacks and the whites on the basic correction. Okay, so that looks terrible. So yeah, double click and zero it out. We're gonna stick with the RGB curve. So that's my base layer. That's all I do for the top layer of my color grading. Then I go down underneath, and since we brought your highlights and your darks and your shadows and everything back from the C-Log, the next thing I do is bring up the saturation. I like to bring it up to 150. Starting off, I bring my vibrance up to 150, and it's kind of nice right there. I may be self-conscious and all that, but I know when I do my videos, I bring my highlights up. Not too much, because you don't want to wash it out, start getting grain in your shadows. But I bring the highlights up because personally, I feel like it makes my teeth look whiter. Whoa, tooth look chipped out. Like in and out, just moving you in it. Yeah. Put up a bag. There's looking good. Now we go to the moods. What moods do you want to set? So, as far as my color grading, I have subscription with motionarray.com, and I download already pre-customized LUTs. And I have one where it's blockbuster LUTs. And you know, this blockbuster LUTs package came with 25 different LUTs. And say I would click on one, and I like that. but it's too washed out, so you will bring it down just to give it a different feel. And no, that's not 6. That gives it a different feel. This gives it more of a rain matrix type of vibe. Let me show you what it looked like originally. That's how it is. Or you go down and you would download a lot of LUTs, but you'll find your few that you like. But I like Motion Array because it also has stock footage. Matter of fact, this is not a commercial for them. But you download LUT packages from anybody, from your favorite photographers, Peter McKinley, yeah, whatever his name is. I like Sam Newton. But let's show you how I color graded without it. So to go in more intense, but it's more basic, you can do your highlights. I like to do this when I feel like the color correction is off. You also can color grade with the temperature. This typically does nothing for me. I don't understand it. They're a drop tool, but all right, let's keep it simple. Highlights here. If I have a video that's maybe too orange or too, and I wanted more of a white or a crispy or a classier look, and my highlights, I always go to my blues, and you bring it. And see, you could take it from a summer day to a nice winter day, or sunny day to a cloudy day. With your shadows typically take over the whole picture, and you can play with them how you want. This honestly probably wasn't the best video to color correct, because I like it like it is, but I'm also gonna show you this. So say it's kind of hard because a lot of African American skin has a red tone to it. But say like in this one with the red hat, you wanna change the color of a hat. You click on the dropper tool on hue versus hue. And you go to the color you want. So now you have that. It's on the red. And you can change it like that. And you lean to one side so it'll be more of the reddish purple or more of the reddish orange. But like I said, on black people's skin, it's not really good to mess with the red, but let's go with the door in the back. The door has more of a blue tone. So with this, the door has more of a blue tone. It highlighted the ball in the middle is going to be the color. These middle colors are going to stop how far the color you can manipulate. So say we slide this over to the purple a little bit, then we can manipulate more of the blues. But one thing about photography, videography, you'll realize that what I've noticed, a lot of shadows and a lot of undertones of all colors are blue. As a matter of fact, let's start over. We're gonna go just with the door. And we're gonna change the door like that. And you see, you can change the colors how you want. Or you can go to hue versus saturation, and that's basically isolating one color and bringing up, you can desaturate it or you can saturate it and make it brighter. What's there's not a lot of colors on this picture either, huh? Used the wrong video, but I think you're getting the point. Then we have hue versus luma, and that makes things dark, makes things bright. That's like dark here. You see my pores and stuff. You can darken the hat a little. which I think I will do because that doesn't look like a Cincinnati Reds hat to me. That's a Cincinnati Reds color. And I go through this multiple times to check when I could just click this check mark, but yeah, we ain't gonna do too much. Then you have your other options down here. And I feel like this video is getting very long. So one last thing. This is a more detailed way of the color wheels. You spread it out or you get more review from it. These bars over here is more so for the brightness and the darkness. So your middle tone brightness, your highlight brightness, and your shadow brightness. So for mid tones, you can darken it a little bit, brighten it, and it's the same way. You double tap, goes away. Brighten your highlights, bring up your highlights, bring up your shadows. I think I'm gonna darken the mid tones a little bit. Bring up the shadow just a little bit and add a little more highlight. Sorry, that's cannot fit it. And then this one. I should make a separate video for this, but we'll go over it quick because it's really, to me, it's kind of difficult, but it may not be to you guys. But this, say we want to, let me see. I honestly don't use it a lot. Say you want to change. Let me show you. So we click on it. You have to over it that way. In all the areas that's not white is the area that's selected. So then you can go to refine, you can denoise it, you can give it a blur. You can color correct it. This is like it's a more detailed way to do it instead of going hue versus hue. More controlled way. You can sharpen it, you can bring up the saturation, you can change. And you unclick that, now you see. But let's see what the blur looks like. I hope you guys keeping up. If I'm doing a terrible job at this tutorial, please don't let me know in the comments. Still lie to me and tell me you're doing a great job. Keep on trying. But you see how I just blurred out the background a little more. Blurs out the background a little more.
With most you a price for 2 hours and then you have a bit.
You think I can bring up the saturations from my door?
Vision that may not require 2 hours, or you may have a vision that's bigger than that 2 hours, and we could create to a custom-made package
And
get paid a lot.
honestly, that's it. Color grading is so simple on here, and I've been color grading for a while. I probably made it look too easy, and I probably forgot some things, but that's how you color grade. That's how I color grade my stuff. First layer I do for the base, for the shadows, bring up the brightness, bring a bit of light back into your C-log. Second layer is for the colors, and it's kind of hard to teach color grading because sort of so free. So that's the thing about color grading, though. That's the thing about HSL secondary. If you do use it and you want to use two, I don't know how you do two different. I don't know how you do two different ones in one. So, in fact, let's try it together. Yeah, see, it just messed up. Oh yeah, my next video I will show you how to smoothen out the skin, and you're gonna use the HSL secondary for that too. But say you wanna, like I wanna do this now, and I wanna just brighten up my skin texture. I'm gonna add another layer on, another adjustment layer. I'm gonna do the same way. I'll hit the skin. We're going to play with these until we get the right one. So I can get my skin highlighted more. And to me, there's no strategy with this. You really just have to take your time. And have to play with it on your own. I don't want any of that in there, just the skin. Then I want to, yeah, give it some more color in the skin. I'm not gonna sharpen it.
Man, then you explain me what you want.
And there you go. Last thing I probably will do is go to one of these adjustment layer and bring up the sharpness. I just like everything to look extra crispy. So it's on the creative. I never go over 20 because I don't want it to look cheesy or fake.
Not the folks.
And it's how I color grade. Check me out on Instagram _picture PIC. We're in 2024. Check me out on Instagram right there to see the finished product of the video and hear my perspective on why I don't give a price list. And thank you.